Hi guys, I hope we're all doing great. Thank you so much for being here and welcome to another video. Today's video is gonna be a really exciting one because it's my November wrap-up. So in November, I think I read a total of 8, 9 books, I guess. I didn't count, damn it. Anyway, it was a really exciting and a really good reading month. I'm proud of myself because I managed to read a lot of diverse literature, a lot of diverse books, and I'm so excited to share them with you and talk about them today. So without further ado, let's start! The book I read in the month of November is Loveless by Alice Oseman. As you can probably tell, and as you already know, I really love Alice Oseman. I enjoyed almost every book I've ever read by her. I really connect to her characters and her writing style, and she always manages to put a lot of diversity in her reads. In her books. So, Loveless is her 2020 release, and I didn't know a lot about this book before I pick it up. I knew it was Alice Oseman, I had to read it, and also it really matches with all her books because they look so good together. Anyway, so Loveless. I actually gave this one 5.5 stars. Completely loved it. It made me even cry over the friendship. So we're following Georgia. Georgia is a teenager who is graduating high school and going to college, and Georgia is coming to terms with her sexuality because she's aromantic and asexual, and I think this is the first book that really spoke about asexuality and it feels and how to just figure yourself out and come out of the closet. That was a really complicated sentence. Anyway, I think Loveless is an important book to read for every teenager today, especially for asexual people, because it would just give them some representation. Alice Oseman is a romantic asexual, so it's an own voices book, and here we just explore what she had to go through. And I think this book is really amazing because every teen or every asexual person reading this wouldn't have to go through everything that Alice Oseman went through to figure their sexuality, and I think this is beautiful. This is a must read for everyone, but the friendship in this book is actually to kill for. I really loved it. The writing style, again, in the first 100 pages, I was like, okay, this is kind of too teenager for me because this is YA, but at the end I was so in, and it just warmed my heart and I loved it so much. So yeah, I was really excited for this book, and yeah, I really liked it. Alright, the second book I read is Birthday by Meredith Russo. I showed this in my last haul, and it's a gorgeous little copy. In my book haul, I got this book all wrong because I thought the characters only meet on their birthday, but it's wrong. The book tells us about their birthday, but they meet all year long. So here basically we're gonna follow two friends, best friends since birth basically, Eric and Morgan, and one of them is struggling with his sexuality because they're both guys, and one of them feels like he's inside a girl. So we're following the journey of a transsexual character from a guy to a girl, and again, it's a book that made me cry. I think it's a must read for everyone again because it's not easy to figure your sexuality out, and this is just a beautiful journey of a beautiful person trying and struggling, and it was just amazing. Again, the friendship, the family dynamics, everything was well done. Also, it's a really short book. It's 200 pages and the font is huge, so it's a book you can literally read in one sitting. I'm really excited to read another Meredith M. Russo book. I think she has another book called If I Was Your Girl. Really excited. Also, Meredith Russo is a transsexual person, so this is also an own voices. So we're not only learning about another experience, but also supporting an own voices author, and I think she deserves a lot of love. And this book was great. Also, I find. Okay, third one's the charm. November 9 by Colleen Hoover. I picked this book in November, but it wasn't I didn't plan this. It was just I was feeling like I needed a romance, and I was like, oh my god, I have a Colleen Hoover. I didn't read it on my shelf, and I picked this one up. The satisfaction after a Kuhu book is just indescribable. I love this so much, and when I finished it, I was like, what do I do with my life right now? Another 5 stars. I told you this month was a great reading month. So in here, I don't know how to tell this story because it has so much twists, but basically we're following Fallon and Ben. So Fallon meets Ben on November 9. And for her, it's a day that represents sadness because she was in an accident. And they just decide, because she's moving from LA to New York, they decide to only meet on November 9. So all year long, they don't meet, they don't talk or anything, they live their lives. And on November 9, they meet again because they have this weird attraction to each other they can't describe, and they can be together but they can be apart. And good lord, this was so good. This was so good. I remember reading this and I was a little story time. I was in my dentist's office, like waiting, and I was reading this, trying to like kill some time until my turn. And I was in this really like hot scene, and then she called me to like go in, and I didn't want to go. I was like, let's just like take another person. I'm gonna be here for a while. I can't go in the middle of the sentence. So this book was so gripping. I read it in one day, and it just satisfied my romance need for that month. Another 5 stars from Kuhu. I tend to like her books a lot. Sometimes I don't, but this was a hit. Alright, so going from romance to sci-fi with The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. I like this, but not so much. I give it 3 stars. 1 star definitely just for the audiobook because it was narrated by Stephen Fry. I don't know if it's Stephen Fry or Stephen Frey. Anyways, I loved it, that man's voice. I enjoyed the audiobook so much. Also, Douglas Adams is so hilarious. And this book, we're just basically following Arthur, who's a Earth person. Well, he's a human being. And the day this book takes place is actually the day his house like is getting demolished. But then his friend tells him that he's an alien, and you know this is the end of the world. So these creepy creatures basically destroy the Earth, and these 2 guys go on a adventure into the galaxy. This is the first book in a series, and I think I'm gonna continue with the books because it was just a fun time. Like, it wasn't my favorite book I've ever read or anything, but it was a good book, just like to have some fun. As I said, it was fun. The audiobook was great. All the references and like the crazy names were really great. And yeah, I really liked it. 3 stars. Maybe I'll continue, maybe I'm not. Try to convince me in the comments. Alright, the next book I read was Hold Still by Nina LaCour. This is honestly a book I started back in September and I only revisited this month, but I completely loved it. Give it 4 stars. In this book, we're following Caitlin, who lost her best friend Ingrid to suicide. And this is a book all about grief and missing the person who meant to you the most. But also, it's really artistic because they both love photography. And this is just another hit from Nina LaCour. I love her writing style. She has this like really dreamy writing style I absolutely connect with. And yeah, this is a book I'd highly, highly recommend. Then I read The Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. I don't have the physical copy because I'm just trying to purchase one. Anyway, here's the cover. It's really gorgeous on the outside and as gorgeous on the inside. So basically, this is a book written in verse. It really reminded me of The Poet's X by Elizabeth Acevedo. And basically, with this book, we're following a teen black queer person living in the UK. Good lord, it was amazing. Not only the representation but also the writing. I love poetry. I love books written in verse. And you know, I think he was born in 1999, so he's like really close to my age, and I really love this book. Highly recommend it. Give it 4 stars. Then I read a 5 stars books, which is All the Boys Are on Blue, a memoir manifesto by George M. Johnson, if I'm not mistaken. So George Matthew Johnson. This was amazing. It's a non-fiction, it's a memoir basically. Another gorgeous cover, but also a great book on the inside. And we're following here a gay black person living in America today. So it was kind of similar to The Black Flamingo, but also different because this is America and it's a whole other story in America. Completely loved this one. Love it so much. I like the representation, the family dynamics, the friendship, the struggle with sexuality, because we're following his story since he was like a little baby until he's like now like 33 years old. And I think this one is a book that everyone should read, not only because a lot of people are struggling with what like George is struggled with, and now it can get a lot easier for them, but also it would just give you a good idea of what it's like being a black queer person in America. So yeah, a 5 stars, a must read, and a book I really need to get a physical copy of. And the last book I read in November is Fangs by Sarah Anderson. First, this book is the definition of a gorgeous book because the cover is gorgeous. It has like black pages. The art style, this is a graphic novel by the way. The art style is amazing. I'm trying to find like a really good one, although all pages are gorgeous. So basically, this is a story. It is a love story between a vampire and a werewolf. I don't need to say anything else because this is really short. You can read this in like 15 minutes. I did. My sister also read it in like 15 minutes. But this is a book that shows how everyone can find love. Even the weirdest person can find someone they really connect with, and I found the message so beautiful. Also, this has kind of creepy vibes because she's a vampire and she only wears black, and it was just great. I give it 4 stars only because I wish it was longer. I wish there's a part 2 or part 3 or part 16 of this. I would read it, and I'm putting it on display because it's the most gorgeous book I've ever seen in my entire life. Alright, so this was everything I read in the month of November. One more month until 2021, and this sentence gives me so much anxiety you can't even imagine. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and for sticking this long. I will see you next time, hopefully. Bye!